Attraction is not a choice, as David D'Angelo once said, and it's true. The magnetic pull you feel towards certain people isn't something you can force. It's something you cultivate naturally. If you're wondering how to naturally become their center of attraction, the answer lies not in superficial tricks, but in the powerful energy you project from within. It's about embodying confidence, charm, and authenticity in a way that draws people to you without effort. To naturally become their center of attraction, start by embracing who you are. People are drawn to those who are comfortable with themselves because it makes them feel comfortable too. The next step is to cultivate emotional intelligence. Understanding others and resonating with their needs creates a deep connection that makes you unforgettable. Knowing how to be the center of attraction means learning to master the subtle art of presence. When you're fully engaged in conversations, truly listening and being present, people will feel like they are the only person in the room. Add a sense of purpose to your actions, and your passion will radiate, making you stand out effortlessly in any crowd. Becoming their center of attention is not about being loud or attention-seeking. It's about mastering your quiet strength and letting it shine through every interaction. Number 1. The egg principle. Why holding on too tight can break you. Life often feels like we're stuck between two places, the past and the future, but neither can be truly grasped. Imagine a moment where you're telling a friend a funny story about someone you just met. The second the words leave your mouth, that moment has already become the past. Even in real time, life slips away from us, only existing in our minds. We get trapped in this cycle, constantly replaying past events like a movie stuck on a loop. It's like a glowing ember in a pile of ash, smoldering quietly until something reignites it, causing it to flare up and consume us in pain. And all of us, at some point, feel the burn of these memories. Life is a grand stage, and each of us plays a part. Perhaps right now, you're caught in a tragedy, weighed down by frustration, confusion, and maybe even fear. Fear is often what keeps us trapped, stuck in the loop of the past. Like my own story. When I was 5, my father passed away in a tragic car accident. The pain was unbearable, like it had just happened yesterday. But over time, the memory faded as life moved on. I could have let myself be consumed by that pain, reliving the loss daily. But I chose to hold on to the beautiful memories instead. Those became my truth, and in choosing that mindset, life got better. If you're going through a tough time in love, you may feel like you've handed over all your power to someone else who doesn't even notice you're there. You've made yourself invisible in your own story, a background character in the movie of your life, and that's where the tragedy lies. You've created it yourself. Do you wonder what went wrong? That fear, that constant whisper, tells you it's your fault. Now imagine a simple egg held in the palm of your hand. If you put it in its proper bearing position and give it a good squeeze, it will not break. But with just a single light press in the center, it cracks effortlessly. What does that teach us? You can't force things to work by gripping tightly. You've got to loosen your hold and let life take its course. Stop giving all your power away. It's time to shift your mindset. Release the pressure, feel your heart, and you'll find balance. When you stop chasing, you don't lose them. You create the space for them to come to you. If you're always the one giving, always seeking their approval, it's like making that egg stronger, harder to crack. The more you fear losing them, the more you weaken your own strength. Let go of that fear. You won't lose her. In fact, you'll rediscover your own power. People who know their worth don't spend their time convincing others. When you focus on yourself, they will recognize your value too. Remember the words of Eleanor Roosevelt. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So ask yourself, what are you holding on to? Are you gripping that egg too tightly? The real question is, Can you trust that loosening your grip will bring peace and balance into your life? It's time to find out. Number 2, this makes them miss you. Have you ever stopped and wondered, what if I stopped chasing them? What if instead of constantly rearranging my life to fit into theirs, I chose to focus on myself? It sounds terrifying, right? That lingering fear that they might lose interest, that your absence might push them away. But here's the twist. When you reclaim your time, your life, you're showing them that your happiness doesn't hinge on their presence. This idea of intentional absence is more than just pulling away. It's a psychological strategy that taps into something deeper. You're no longer constantly available, no longer the one always trying to fit in. And guess what happens? They start to notice. Suddenly, your absence creates a spark. They wonder where you've gone, why you're not as accessible as before. And just like that, they start to value your presence more. Think about it. We naturally desire what we can't easily have. The less available you are, the more they crave you. It's human nature, and this isn't about manipulating anyone. No, this is about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about focusing on your own goals, your own passions, and letting your growth speak for itself. When you start living a life that excites you, people are drawn to that energy. Your absence, your newfound confidence, it becomes irresistible. Now think about this. What if you stopped replying to every message the moment it comes in? What if you stopped shifting your plans just to accommodate theirs? What if you put your energy into what truly lights you up? It's not about playing games, it's about shifting the focus. Suddenly they're the ones asking, why have you changed? They start to wonder, what's different about you? And that curiosity, that desire to understand, pulls them in. It's the scarcity effect at play. Studies in social psychology show that we value things more when they're less available. You've seen it before. When something is rare, it becomes more desirable. The same goes for relationships. When you're always available, it's easy to be taken for granted. But when you step back, your presence becomes something to be cherished. As Steve Jobs said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. The moment you stop living for someone else's attention and start living for yourself, everything changes. And that's the key. It's about you, your growth, your happiness, your journey. When you're truly invested in your own life, people can feel that authenticity. It's real and it's magnetic. By focusing on your growth, you create an energy that pulls people in, a force stronger than any pursuit could ever achieve. Number 3, the power of self-control emotions. Emotional intelligence is such a powerful tool. It's like a magnet for attention, but not in the way you'd expect. Imagine walking into a room and effortlessly drawing people toward you, not by demanding attention, but by simply being, by tuning into others, listening intently to their emotions, and responding authentically. Picture it. Instead of trying to impress with grandiose stories or overconfidence, you ask the kinds of questions that dive deep that really matter. Questions like, what excites you the most right now? Or, how do you stay motivated when things get tough? These are the moments where connection truly happens. It's not about saying much. It's about saying the right things and, more importantly, listening. This taps into the Benjamin Franklin effect, where people are more likely to like you when they share something personal. It's a subtle, yet powerful psychological truth. By encouraging others to open up, you create bonds that feel natural and genuine. The result? You become the person others want to be around. But emotional intelligence isn't just about recognizing the emotions of others, it's about managing your own. Imagine being criticized at work. Most people would get defensive, right? But what if, instead, you took a deep breath, stayed calm, and said, "I understand your point. Could you help me see what led you to that conclusion?" Just like that, you diffuse the tension and show emotional maturity, a quality that naturally attracts others to you. Marcus Aurelius, the famous Stoic philosopher, said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When you approach others with kindness, empathy, and genuine care, you radiate a quiet confidence that captivates without overpowering. This subtle shift in mindset is crucial for attracting positive attention. You don't have to force anything, it just happens. So how do you develop this emotional intelligence in your daily interactions? Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to people's body language, their tone, and what they aren't saying. Ask yourself, how can I make this person feel valued in this moment? It could be as simple as offering a thoughtful follow-up question or choosing to listen more than speak. Picture this. You're in the middle of a heated argument with a colleague. Rather than getting angry, you pause and suggest, "Let's take a moment and revisit this with fresh eyes." You're not only showing control over your own emotions, but creating an atmosphere of mutual respect, a quality that naturally draws people in. And don't underestimate the power of sharing your goals with someone you trust. Whether it's a close friend, a family member, or a mentor, they can provide encouragement and accountability, reminding you of your progress when your discipline wavers. Having visual or written reminders of your goals in places you often see can also serve as gentle nudges toward self-mastery. A simple note on your desk about your daily priorities can cut through distractions and help you stay on track. So, the next time you interact with someone, think about how you can truly make them feel heard and valued. Practice deep listening, genuine curiosity, and graceful emotional management. The attention you seek won't require effort. It will find you naturally. Isn't that the ultimate power? Number 4, surround yourself with greatness. Regret can be a powerful catalyst for change. After a breakup, instead of sinking into sadness, imagine using this moment to propel personal growth. Picture this. While your ex might be caught up in her own world, you're busy expanding your social circle and creating a winning team of friends. Think about the saying Jim Rohn have shared, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Have you assessed your inner circle lately? Are they inspiring you to be your best self, or are they keeping you stuck in the past? If you want to make her reconsider her decision, surround yourself with ambitious individuals who motivate and challenge you. Have you noticed how success tends to draw attention? When you thrive, people take notice. Imagine your ex witnessing your new life, filled with vibrant friendships and exciting opportunities. Does she realize what she's lost? Too often, people linger with the same crowd after a breakup, which can leave them emotionally stagnant. If your current friends aren't uplifting you, it's time to seek out new connections. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop with colleagues, laughing and sharing stories. You take a few photos and post them on social media. Suddenly, your ex sees you surrounded by positive, engaging people. She might start to wonder, what's he up to? As you transform your life, remember this journey isn't solely about making her regret her choice. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Ironically, the more you focus on your own growth, the more mysterious and intriguing you become. She'll find herself asking, why has he changed so much? What new adventures is he having? To spark her curiosity, share snippets of your new experiences, perhaps an impromptu trip or a skill you've recently mastered. Every post serves as a gentle reminder of what she's missing. Ultimately, your happiness should be your priority. When you shine brightly, you not only attract attention from your old relationships, but also open doors to new ones. Your social circle should reflect your aspirations, not your past. Seek out individuals who challenge your thinking and encourage your growth. However, Don't feel compelled to cut ties with existing friends unless they're toxic. How can you expand your social circle? Start with your work colleagues. Perhaps invite a few friendly faces for coffee after work. Be genuine in these efforts. Build friendships that enrich your life, not just to impress your ex. By surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting individuals, you cultivate an environment of joy and growth. When she sees you thriving among people who appreciate and support you, she'll begin to regret that she's no longer part of your vibrant world. The energy you exude will be infectious, and she will miss that light in her life. What will you do today to reclaim your power and create a life that reflects your true self? Number 5, I am me. Imagine this. You've always been her rock, stepping in whenever she needs support. But what happens when you shift your focus? When you stop being available on her terms, you create a space that might make her realize just how much she's taken you for granted. It's fascinating to see how much someone values you when you take a step back. If you want your ex to reflect on the breakup and recognize her mistakes, the first step is to protect your heart. Being overly emotional can make you a fallback option, and you deserve better. After a breakup, consider reducing contact. Cut back on calls, in-person meetings, and texts. Instead of being her safety net, invest in your own passions and interests. When you pursue your own life, you naturally become more interesting and attractive. Confidence is magnetic. When you stop being available 24/7, she may start to wonder if she truly wants to lose someone fully engaged in their own journey. But here's the catch. Disappearing completely can lead her to forget you. Instead, share exciting updates about your life. Let her see you thriving. How do you assert your worth without coming off as distant? Communicate openly. Tell her, I value our time together, but I need to focus on my own journey. This honesty demonstrates self-respect, which may prompt her to reconsider her choice. Social media can be a powerful tool. Instead of unfriending her, share glimpses of your new adventures. As you grow and embrace life, she'll inevitably wonder, what's going on with them now? This curiosity can spark feelings of regret. Changing the narrative is essential. By no longer being a backup, you allow her to see you as someone she genuinely wants in her life, not just when it's convenient. The key is creating emotional distance that ignites curiosity. Will she miss the connection you once shared? Ultimately, the goal isn't manipulation, it's embracing your own journey. Don't settle for being a second choice. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. As you prioritize your happiness, you'll not only improve your life but also create a presence that attracts admiration, including from your ex. Number 6, living for myself. Have you ever felt the burning desire for revenge against someone who wronged you? Imagine if I told you that discovering happiness on your own terms is far more potent than any act of retaliation. When you choose not to seek revenge, you elevate your own life and evoke a sense of regret in those who let you go. To cultivate this regret, redirect your focus entirely away from her. Release all desires for revenge and channel that energy into creating a life filled with joy and fulfillment. When you prioritize your own happiness over her feelings, you begin to truly win. Living well means investing time in what genuinely brings you joy. Whether it's traveling, exploring new hobbies, or deepening friendships, these experiences enrich your life and shift your perspective. Think back to a moment when you pursued a passion. Remember that exhilarating sense of accomplishment? Embracing this mindset opens the door to a vibrant and meaningful life that she can never reclaim. Now consider how to handle encounters with her. Instead of harboring anger or resentment, greet her with a warm smile. This isn't about forgetting the past, it's about demonstrating that you've moved on. Can you imagine how she'll feel witnessing you thrive without her? Your grace under pressure will reveal your growth, And that realization may be a tough pill for her to swallow. As you flourish in your newfound life, she will inevitably recognize what she's lost. Your happiness will serve as a mirror reflecting her regret. What if your greatest revenge isn't revenge at all, but rather thriving without her? Ultimately, living well is the most profound statement you can make, more impactful than any words. Embrace this journey, and remember, your happiness is your greatest victory. Let it shine and inspire others, for in the end, living for yourself is the ultimate triumph. As you embark on this journey to naturally become their center of attraction, remember that your actions define how others perceive you. Confidence, authenticity, and self-assurance are the cornerstones of any meaningful connection. By applying these 6 actions consistently, you will not only stand out, but also create an undeniable presence wherever you go. People are naturally drawn to those who know their worth and live with purpose. Keep refining your character and let your true self shine without trying to be someone you're not. The key is to know how to naturally become their center of attraction through genuine self-development and self-respect. If you found this content valuable, show your support by hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Goddess and share your thoughts in the comments section. We'd love to hear your experiences and insights. Lastly, tap that notification bell so you won't miss out on more inspiring and empowering videos like this one. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.